Hello and welcome back. I hope you're all well. I get asked a lot of questions about navigation and what TomTom or SatNav or whatever I use when I'm towing the caravan. Now, I've always used in the past I had a TomTom which was about 6 or 7 years old, a TomTom Go 520. Which did the trick. There was no special settings on that for a caravan or a motorhome. It was just a normal TomTom, and I use that. But I also use, for getting to places, I use Google Maps to look at the route, to see what it's like, the entrance and the exits and the roads nearby, which is quite a good one to do. And also you can use, if anybody, other channels out there, there's a channel called Legs Down, which is run by Rich, and he has a load of site arrival videos on there of mostly caravan and motorhome clubs, but there's lots of different sites on there, so I use that as well. I'll put a link up to that up at the top. It's got quite a lot of site arrival videos, so that's another handy tool that I use in order for navigation. But since being truck driving, I have bought a new sat-nav. Now this is what I've got. Now this is not, I've got a TomTom GoExpert. This is not a technical review on this TomTom GoExpert. This is not going to tell you all about this thing. What the question is, will this work for a caravan or motorhome? And in my opinion, it probably will work, and I'll show you why I think that will work, and I'll show you a few features on this that I'd like and a few features that I don't like. I bought this when I first started truck driving. They are quite expensive. I think I paid £349 for it, but you can get them for about £345. I've seen them at the moment. It's quite a big display. It's a 7-inch display. It's got the latest processor in that as to date. It's probably been updated by now. I'll just read you some of the specs of it. So it's got a 7-inch display. It comes with a quite a heavy duty mount. It's bigger than the normal mount for a kind of sat nav, because obviously the sat nav is quite big. It's 7 inches. It's got this particular one's got, I'm reading it off my iPad here, it's got traffic cams, speed cams. Now you can't use them in Europe, you've got to have that switched off. Multi-drop routing, so you can change the route, but that's irrelevant for a caravan and motorhome. Dedicated vehicle places of interest, it has that. Voice control, it's got speaker, it's got Bluetooth, it's got the speed camera alerts are just for the first year. It's got 183 countries on that particular one. Oh no, on this one it's got 183 countries. It's supposed to be 3 times faster than a normal TomTom. Map updates weekly, that's free again, you can download them. I'll show you how to do that in a second. Live restriction warnings. It doesn't really matter for caravans, but it's got what's called, if you've got hazardous goods on, you can put that on as well. 2 gig of RAM, 4 times faster. It's got live traffic, auto rerouting, so if you take the wrong route, it auto reroute. It is quite fast, to be fair. When I've gone a different way, it does reroute really quick. So in my truck I've got my Netgear Nighthawk 2 router, and I connect my TomTom directly to that. So it's not connected to my phone, it's connected to this, which stays in my truck, and then that's automatically giving me live updates straight away. It does drop out now and again when there's not much signal, but it's not done that often. How will this work for a caravan and motorhome? I'm just going to show you some of the settings in this, and hopefully that will explain what I'm talking about. So for those that are fairly used to a TomTom, it's a standard kind of TomTom display where you go into the menu. It's got search, that's drive home, drive to work, recent destinations, my places, you can program your own places in, my routes, voice control, and truck parking places. You scroll across the menu, it's got truck stops, which I use, and help. If you go to settings and you scroll across, you can change this, my vehicle. Now this is where I think it'll work for a caravan and motorhome. Now I've got it set up as truck here, but if I click this, it gives me the option to set it as a truck, bus, van or car. Now I think with a motorhome, you could probably set it up as a bus. with a Caravan you could probably set it up as a truck. Now what it gives you once you do this is you're able to put your dimensions in. So obviously I've got it set up as a truck, 18 meters in length, width 2.55 and 4.6 meters in height, and then it gives you the weight of the vehicle and the max speed. I have it set at 53, and I have it set at with no dangerous goods. So that's the point, or that's the bit that I think will work for a Caravan, because you can put the length of the vehicle in, and I think it will possibly work with if you go into like a motorhome. If you set it up as a bus or a van, that would work. You could set it up, I don't know, does it only, let's have a look. Yeah, if you go into a van, that asks for the dimensions as well. So you can do it up and set it up as a motorhome in that way. So like we'll get a route, so if I say we're going to crew truck stop, so it routes it quite quick, it picks it up where it is. This is a place that I stop now and again, and it, as you can see straight away, it's giving me the route quite quickly, and you can do alternative routes. You press this and it gives you an alternative route, and then another alternative route there, but it is quite quick. We'll go with that one. You can see on this side here, it tells you how long it's going to take you to get to the destination. It's 51 miles, but it also tells you it takes you 1 hour 9 minutes. It tells you the time of arrival, but it doesn't tell you the current time. Now that kind of bugs me, because I want to know the actual time at the moment. I know I've got a watch on, but if I'm looking at here, this display, I want to see it all here. So they've taken that away from this TomTom GoExpert, the newer ones. The older ones, it has the time, current time and time of arrival, but this one doesn't. On the sidebar there, it gives you all the information, if there's any kind of obstructions, any road blockage, if there's an accident, it'll tell you that, and if there's an alternative route, that'll pop up. A couple of things with it that I've found, particularly driving a truck, it probably won't matter so much driving a motorhome and a Caravan, is that it has tried to throw me up some quite narrow roads, and in you know, 44 ton Arctic, that's not great, but it does reroute quite quickly. The updates, I update it weekly with the maps. It's really fast, it does reroute really quick. You do have to check it, but what I would advise, and I still do now even in the truck, is I do check the route on Google Maps to make sure the roads look okay, because like I said, it has tried to chuck me up some quite narrow roads. And I also have a good old map, because we have trailers that are quite high, 15 foot 10 hour maximum trailers, and I like to have to make sure that some of the roads, if it's on a motorway, it's not too you know, there's no problem. Every bridge, if a bridge is below 16 foot 6, then it has to be marked up. But if you're going down the road and there's no markings on a bridge, then it must be over 16 foot 6. So I do like to have a look at a map and just again get the route in my head as well as I'm driving, then I kind of know what I'm doing. Another handy feature that I use with this is on my old TomTom, I never used to have the volume on it. It used to bug me. But with driving this truck, I always have the volume on. I always have obviously the route on this, but I also have the person talking to me as well. So when I'm approaching a roundabout, it'll tell me that I'm approaching a roundabout, you want the 5th exit, signposted for whatever. So what I can do as well is not necessarily, I can look at the route, but what I tend to do is listen to what it's saying to me as well in order to get the right route. And obviously when I'm going around a roundabout, I can count the exits and stuff like that. So I've found that whilst driving a truck, the voice speaking to me, I found that quite helpful. You should never trust completely a sat-nav, as you all know, because you know, you've seen the videos of people stuck down little lanes and stuff like that in big vehicles. So will it work for the Caravan and motorhome? I'm going to find that out this year and I'll report back. But it is a great TomTom. It is fantastic, and obviously I use it every day when I'm driving my truck. So I hope that's been helpful to some of you, particularly those people who ask me about what kind of TomTom do I use when I'm towing my Caravan. And I didn't really use one, but I hadn't. At the time when somebody asked me, I thought, no, I don't use one, but then I thought, I've got one, why don't I use this? So yeah, I hope that's been helpful. Thanks for watching, you take care, and we'll see you soon. Bye bye.